And they are off to the races. We're going to find out kind of that question you asked. Where do you drop? What do you prioritize? This map is just bullet trains. So if you are new to the game, that means those little 3 trains that you see move very, very quickly, despite being small, still just as deadly. And it looks like the first team has dropped. 2 teams have dropped now, or correction, 3. I'm going to just stop counting at this point, Reliq.
They will all drop at a certain place. But I tell you what, that orange team going towards Gridlock, I love that as a starting location. And it makes a lot of sense as well because you can actually rotate up into the stacks. So grab level 4, boost yourself to level 5, or maybe even level 6. There is enough EXP in there to do that. And it's completely uncontested as well. So I think the JReliq crew, the dev squad, they got the insider information, Logic. They know what's up.
But this is just not what you expect. I know this seems minor, but tier 5 armor is so strong in this game. If I'm not mistaken, 35% of the damage is negated whenever, you know, someone's fighting you, and just to get it uncontested is amazing. But we see a fight potentially breaking out, Reliq.
3 different teams, and one has already broken off with 3 versus 4, but check out their health bars looking really strong, and Gunner mixing it up with an oath. There wasn't a single oath in the EU show match, so I'm delighted to see Flappy Penguin bringing it out for this one. An early contest around the heart then sort of peters out, but I'm not surprised. Again, you'd rather not risk the third-party situation 1 or 2 minutes in.
Yeah, especially because it is the show match. All eyes are indeed on you right now, and you're not going to get to do another one of these for at least a month. You're going to have to wait till the next playtest to have a chance to even prove yourself again.
Is Noxy and Uppy and crew, and they're going to disengage immediately off to the side. Again, NA playing it very safe early on. All the meanwhile, of course, that dev squad getting T5 arm, and that's going to be so useful heading into the first night.
Oh, and that's a Kaiju Eye in that vault. That is huge. And I don't know if you noticed, Stevenator, a very aggressive player, and that Kaiju Eye going to be able to see everything going on the map, know exactly where everyone is. So if they want to pick some teams off, they know exactly where they are.
Is the Gok himself. He has a TTV. Watch him. And all of this wonderful work that Unseen Jaguar and crew have done to open up the vault. Well, Moore and Phenom, they're going to come in and they're going to say, okay, yoink, we're going to steal your lunch money. And interestingly, not going for the Shiv either, Phenom, going for the Myth instead, throwing down a good load of arrows. Yggdrasil's been caught out a little bit. Ice Wall going down to try and keep Unseen Jaguar away. Gunner with a lot of heavy fire, a miss on the hook, unfortunate. And again, Phenom with this flank, uncontested, just struggling to see where to look at the moment, Goat and crew.
Yeah, very interesting fight, but they're still at it. They did have to get rid of the kind of the ice monsters that were coming over. Oh, there is a hook. Is he going to go in there? Brawl thinking about it. Possibly opting not to. Not seeing an angle right now. And beautiful positioning from Red Team, just saying, Brawl, you can come in if you want to, but you will indeed lose your life for it. And Brawl wisely decides to leave.
Moonlit battlegrounds, but will they have the light bulb above their head to make the correct play? They are going up against the reigning EU champs in show matches right now. A little bit of a Felix wave away. They, of course, have the bonfire, and so they've got that instant heal, the opportunity to recover armor at a canter. I'm not surprised, actually, that the Last Dance decides to relocate.
Yeah, it was smart. And something to notice is how much time did you waste right there? Kind of that standoff. When you recognize that nothing really was going to come of it, I think you should just leave and just say, you know what, let me just go kind of work on some more of my itemization or get better positioning for something I might want later in the game.
But as you can imagine from Pin's name there, this is BAP, which does include Aiden BY, British boy, playing on NA servers. No further comment. Happy America Day, everyone. We've got a brawl in there as well. Who's that going to be? I imagine that might be Hytol, actually. You've mentioned them being an excellent brawl. No surprise to see them there. But check out the middle of the map, just south of Vane Grove. We see now the Last Dance starting to rotate down. We've got the Dev Squad rotating out of the stacks, and there is those level 6s that I was talking about. But yeah, this Red Squad, the Last Dance, going to encounter this Purple team.
They are there and kind of trying to force them back, but there's an entire campfire right there. If you are the Purple team, I don't really know what you expect to get from this. It's not as if you have a Kingpin, and you could try to pincer them, but they're just in such a good spot. But maybe I spoke too soon, as Red Team actually getting pushed off of their campfire. Sorry, that's my home. You guys are going to leave.
Flappy Penguin, that was a great engage. That was even a better engage from that Jewel. Stevenator living up to your billing yet again. Logic, it's basically as if you know what you're talking about, which you do in spades, and it's forced the Last Dance back over the relatively small abyss, and they're going to forget that Revivifier because, quite frankly, that is asking for trouble.
Wow.
But they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. See that squad just a little bit north as well, and here's Aiden BY. They can hear that fight that's going on, but it looks like they're going to stick a little closer to Kobayashi's.
And I always forget the name of that place, Kobayashi. I'm still calling it town. I'm sorry.
It's still town.
I'm an
I
OG,
know.
if you will.
I know.
But Purple's not done quite yet. And let's not forget that, you know, Phenom and the rest of his team are still down a man at the moment. And wisely just kind of leaving and saying, let's regroup and maybe find a better place to actually get our team revived.
I know that's... I'm going to say, I know somewhere out there in the wide world, Beomorph is absolutely delighted. We failed to mention the Storm Shift. It's bullet trains, by the way. They're super fast. There's 3 of them instead of 1. But we haven't seen any kills from Train Kun just yet. We will obviously keep an eye on that. But literally, Phenom, as far as I'm aware, is the only... Okay, we got the Jewel that's gone down as well there now. Only 2 players, roughly, are down on the map. Overall, 2 players, not 2 teams. Survival masters on this NA lobby.
And that's just one of the things I love seeing about Showmatch, but never mind, I spoke too soon. Dev team in a great position right now. They have level 6, they have the tier 5 armor. 4v3 at the moment. If they can get rid of the purple team, that's Stevenator, that's Luke, that's Flappy Penguin, before reinforcements arrive, they might be in a good position, but they're just getting ran completely off. Stevenator takes down 1. Now it's kind of stuck between 2 people right there. Are we going to get another one? We indeed do. And they are just trampling over the dev team. You made the game, but this play is stellar.
Joshua Morrison manages to catch the train, choo-choo. And although they're heading straight towards station death in the zone, they will get that revive off. And quite frankly, this is the time to do it if any logic. That storm tickles, doesn't scratch just yet.
It does not, but Reliq, can we just talk about the aggression that Purple is bringing at any given time? And they see another team, they just go forward every time. Reliq, talk us through this.
But I was going to say the freeze ult, the Celeste ult. I'm still used to my old ways, but there's nothing old about Loki. It never gets old. And talking of, I mean, look at the low health on that shift, chased away by Ferren, still able to survive, and a quick turnaround from Gulu guns them down with not the gunner, of course. It's I've forgotten the name. Let's just talk about what's actually happening, shall we? Because this Kingpin going after Ghoul, and again, another fantastic revive. There's the Chonka rolling down the hill. Of course, a wonderful Wisp. Hope you've got yours at home, but Luke's watching out. He's going to rev up the gun, and here we go. The damage over time. Flappy Penguin got themselves a beautiful flag. Freewin ain't going to escape. The laughing emote comes out, but the green squad does survive to live another day.
They are alive at the moment, but trying to revive your entire team with such limited res beacons, and you're going up against teams that just have kind of such good decision-making skills and do things at a moment's notice. I don't know how you're going to pull it off, to be honest.
Giant chip roll. Got eyes. It's Goked, it's DJ Montague, it's Yggdrasil. It's this moonlit battlegrounds team. They put a tripwire down using the bushes. That's a novel idea, isn't it? Oh, a miss from the hook as well. Tom Kick. Watch out for him as Yggdrasil. That's a little bit too far forward for my liking. A bit of a Wild West standoff here in the hills.
It is, and Jay just running in there aggressively as a Luna. This is your healer being the most aggressive player. Tom Kick is in there, and Tom Kick is out of there as well at a moment's notice. And Bishop tries to come and help out a little bit and gets pushed away as well. But they're not done yet. Joel tries to chase, realizes not exactly the best position, and says, you know what? It's okay. We're just going to let you guys escape, and we'll live to fight another day. Or live to chase another day.
True, and I'll tell you what, it's a really smart disengagement plan because they're utilizing that Biome Boss, which has a big scatter AoE attack. Although that's a Teldo, what you doing? I'm calling you the stream team, but it's time to press stop and move on with your lives. Grab a coffee. Great Kingpin hook, however. Lots of damage down onto Goat, but look at the healing from the Luna. Still one of the best supports in the game, and that's exactly why anti-heal from the strike goes out. Ezib watching brief. Anti-heal on Giant Triple as well, who looks to steal away some of this EXP. Of course, it's the second day, and so they break into level 7, and this might force Moonlit Battlegrounds back. Indeed, it does.
Wow, at that, you know, it looked almost as if Moonlit was going to be the aggressor there, and then they just leave, but there's another team over there. Oh, I'm sorry, my eyes deceived me. But they're pushing up against the Storm, and another hook. You said grab a coffee, and he said, you know what? Why don't I bring a Brawl over here instead? But maybe that was the wrong person. This Brawl is one of the most durable champs And oh my goodness, is Jewel gonna go down? Jewel is still alive at the moment, but they are just chasing and pushing away the light blue team. One snipe happens. Unseen Jaguar fighting for his life, gonna shift over there, gonna go down as well, and I think one escaped. Goat, it's all up to you now.
Goat the Goat makes his escape. That was a beautifully executed plan from Kicking Chipmunks. They look to take down that Aluna first, who does get the revive off on Unseen Jaguar. But I think Jaguar also there, knowing that their time was up as a team, if they hung around with Goat or if they went in the same direction as Goat, they're like, okay, I'm just gonna buy as much time as possible, give Goat the escape route, but Goat has unfortunately moved right into an area where this other team is, that you can see the revivers there, south near the most wanted, which they can also go for. They can go east, but there's still 9 other teams, Logic, available. They choose to catch the train, probably the safest option.
But it's the quick moving train. I don't know if you have enough time with where the storm is at the moment. I guess we're gonna find out. But, I mean, what else do you do at that point? Actually, you go kind of maybe to one of those res beacons down there. But Giant Sharpo gets a hook on someone else, the nuke. Well played. That is so unfortunate for the purple team. And what do you do now?
What do you do now? I mean, they've got some T2. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's what you do. But immediately into the ultimate. Really smart for the Celeste, knocked off the edge. It's them apples. It's the Tev squad. They're back for more, and Talich desperately looking for heals. In goes Jayru. In goes the Brawl now as well. Dem apples forced to move away. There's a spike, and the Bishop gets spiked as well. I don't know how. It must have been the chip damage that ultimately got them in the end. Tom Kick with another miss, though. Got in too deep. Swimming with the sharks, and they're getting bitten. Ezib is spiked. The Kicking Chipmunks are our first team eliminated.
What a stellar performance from the dev team right there. They say you pulled Celeste, bad idea, because that ultimate is just so good at kind of eliminating your options. Where do you go? There's a storm to your back. There's a little island. If you jump off, you're getting sniped. Well played by the dev team.
Oh, they're back. They're so back, everyone. And speaking of, back at Kobayashi's with Puppy and Noxie. Waves about, of course, if you're not familiar with the rules of Kobayashi, don't shoot at daytime, otherwise you will get shot. Those NPCs have got some chops, and they're going for a revive in the storm. As I say, we're starting to get to that scratching phase, but there's enough time to be able to get away with it. Really smart play, honestly, especially as we head towards, what is it, night 2 or night 3? There we go, green team back in the hunt.
But can they actually get out of there? I think only really one of them can jump up and out. Everyone else is going to be forced to come out of this little opening. I did not know there was another opening there. I promise I tried that before and it didn't work.
Oh, but the train!
Goodbye! How are you gonna get this res though?
Keep an eye on the tracks. The lights blink when death approaches. They're actually down. They actually just lose one player each, and now it's nighttime. So now they can go in for the kill. Snood having to use the ultimate to get away the duel. Meanwhile, Noxie, Puppy's going for the teleport. Noxie, oh, it's a huge sacrifice. Unfortunate. Back to the hopper theory or whatever you call it. To you, Chemist. He's just gonna try and concoct a survival strategy at this point, Logic, because they're gonna need it.
I mean, get you a healer like that. Someone truly willing to die for the cause to make sure the team lives. But here is Aiden. You were talking about how great Aiden is, but a little handicap right now with the ping because this is indeed NA servers. And if you were playing on EU earlier, you understand it was a little bit of a struggle.
Well, it's more of a struggle in terms of the level gap as well, or is it a skill gap? Never mind. Mind the gap. They got spiked by the Ram. Question marks over everybody's head for sure, but level 9, even then, 3v4, I don't think that's too much of a problem. This is what happens when you take down the Kicking Chipmunks, a huge advantage, just utilizing that Celeste ultimate to tell Aiden and crew to back off. We're looking for a revive. That's just going to be a random jump pad in the middle of nowhere. Aiden BY, what are you doing? A to BY, what are you doing? What was that? It was a mortar from downtown. Bap going in, but look at that, the revive off now. Here comes the nuke. The Mint team might need to get out of dodge here, but they found another kill. Logic, this fight keeps on going.
They just won't stop, and we thought Aluna was going down. Aluna was just getting started. Oh, and a 3-man stun right there. Phenomenal by Dev Team. But somehow not able to pick anyone off, and right now, kind of a rock between a hard place. There's a team coming up from the north, if my eyes aren't deceiving me. Storm pushing you forward. Dev team, what are you gonna do? Try to run as you might. The green team relentless on this pursuit, and I think it may just be the end of our beloved Dev team as they die in the storm that they indeed created for us all to play in.
There was another team that went down in the middle of all that as well. So unfortunate. Perhaps the Dev team deciding, you know what? If we reveal our true hand right now, they're just going to call us out. They're going to call shenanigans. And so we're just going to, make sure that someone else has a chance to win, right? And speaking of a chance to win, well, we look at this. We've got Venom, the last dance, yet again with another soul. That is armor soul, I want to say, on there. I'm still getting used to all of the overlays, to be honest. But in either case, they're looking pretty good, if not for the level 10s that they're going up against here.
Level 10, 3 tier 5 armors, 1 blue. Just what do you do? That Stevenator squad is going to be really difficult to take down. Thought the devs were strong, but man, they're something else now.
Awkward rotate though, Venom and Paz. This is Skibbity Riz. They got themselves a Celeste of unknown origin, watching out for this potential flank. The bullet train has passed, and so that's free passage of back to continue to move south, and that is where we find the ring. That's where we find Flappy Penguin. They've got most wanted there with Stevenator. They see that minty green team, and they are going to steer well clear.
They indeed are, and I was just talking about them in such a great way, and apparently they lost 2, and they may get eliminated if they don't fight their way out or run for the heavens. Stevenator quickly leaving. Don't forget though, Joel, amazing character, but when that shift is down, you have a nice 7 to 8 seconds to kind of do whatever you want as long as you avoid a reset happening.
Might be asking, how on earth are they level 10? They got XP Soul, that's why. And they've also got themselves, if I'm to be believed, a bonfire, which they're going to set up as the ring continues to move south. Again, if you are brand new to SUPERVIVE, first of all, where on earth have you been all week? There's been loads of keys out there on social media. Also, the ring moves. It's just that sort of battle royale. It's cool. Come join the fun. You're going to have about 5 hours in the servers. But there's not that much time left of this one, Logic. I'd estimate maybe 10 minutes at max. It'll be significantly shorter if these teams start to fall a little bit quicker.
And I mean, you keep thinking they're gonna fall, and right now I have no idea what you are gonna try to do if you are lime green. Red to your south, mint green to the right, and Venomous is alive for the moment, but I mean, barring maybe just trying to jump with that jump pad, you are done, you are a wrap, and stellar performance, but just not enough today, as you can't fight your way out of a wall in 2 teams.
Going for the triple revive, a bold strategy, Cotton, but it did not pay off. And 2 of our top 3 from the EU show match didn't even make it into the top 4. That's where we're at now. We got the last dance, our EU winners. We've got BAP. What a great revenge tour for Aiden BY. Went out so early with Bomber Squad, one of the favorites in the EU show match. They're still going, as is Flappy Penguin and crew. That most wanted has been acquired. It has been secured. They're back to a 4.
Being back to a full is exactly, I mean, you always want it, but you especially need it when the storm is getting this small, when there's only 4 teams left. You need every little advantage you can get. And they have a pretty big one at the moment, but they are just immediately running in there. They say, we have tier 5. We're come to you on the high ground. Love that anti-mobility field right there, going to make sure you slow them down just a hair. And they're trying to push up and fight, and you can see Brawl just patiently waiting. Biding its time, looking for that opening, and this might have been the opening he's looking for, and goodbye to Ghost. Beautifully played.
You can see that Venom was really not too convinced, sort of hovering, looking for the escape route. You've got a reviver, you've got armor swap outs, and you've got a bonfire. I'm sorry, you ain't assailing this castle. Better wait for the ring to move and see if it lands in your favor. Although that said, I mean, look at this. We've got the level 10s, of course, of Q Deathmatch. They're going up against Moonlit Battlegrounds. What a fantastic effort from these guys. Yggdrasil and Montague and Jaguar and Goat, of course. It's not exactly like they're rookies in the scene, but I'm surprised to see them up this high, certainly considering the competition. That's a little bit too deep there from the Oath. Forces a duel out. Massive shift usage. We've got a return here from Jaguar, who takes down the first KO.
And I thought that the Joel just dancing around was the answer, but apparently not. Are you going to be able to finish the Celeste after? Do they have any anti-play for it? Apparently not, but
Oh,
Celeste
no!
goes into the storm and goes down. 4v2 right now. Finish your plays is all you have to do. Like Luke chasing him down. Luke is somehow safe in the trees.
Somehow. And they're gonna mow their way out as well. Level 9s down there. Oh, we've got ourselves leaving the last dance. It's a big counter push here from the mid team. That's so unfortunate though. Stevenator's the one with most wanted. Got to get out, and they do. Beautiful use of the shift and the R. They got themselves an ultimate respawn time, or recharge timer, I should say, and it's going to be a lengthy one. They've lost Luke, and they're going to get the most wanted. They sneak from the rafters. They pull a people's elbow, and the entire team's been revived.
Steve is claiming to be the best jewel in the game, and damn it, I believe it right now. This is ridiculous. The shifts, just the awareness to find that opening to bring the team back. Beautifully played right there, but I don't know how you're going to fight your way out of this one now.
And Moonlit Battlegrounds, well, that's how the tables have turned. They went from 4v2 to now 2v4, but they're pressed against the ring. RQ Deathmatch, they got a chonker, meow, and they're going to have to push out eventually. It's a battle on two fronts. They got myth arrows coming down. They've got the ring nipping at their heels, and the last dance have been here many times before. Big Celeste ult, forcing Moonlit Battlegrounds down to 1. DJ Montague with a brawl. Ain't gonna brawl no more. They're down to 3 teams now as the last dance have Godspot for the moment.
Last Dance is just playing this so well. They were down but not out on so many different occasions. Unfortunately, anyone goes down now, you're not bringing them back. You're not gonna be able to pull off a box res at this point. Wisp maybe, but there's so many teams that could just execute you. I don't even know if that's really an option. Who's gonna pull the trigger first is kind of what I'm curious.
Call me call me a history revisionist. I know I was saying for the moment. Godspot. No longer. I mean, look at where the ring's going. It's going all the way over to the other side of where the current ring is. Such is the way of SUPERVIVE and Stevenator. Oh my goodness. Pin lucky to survive. And here's the third party now. We've got ourselves a couple of aerial bombardments. We've got a monster down. Celeste ult. We've got a bonfire going down. That's going to be for the purple team. And now Mint has it. Oh, watch out for the train. A couple of readjusts and the tactical nuke's going to whiff.
And Mint Green says, we don't want to fight the red team yet. Maybe we can go after Flappy Penguin, Stevenator. Purple is down. 3v2, and Stevenator has left his entire team. Unless you're Rainbow, you got to come back. Does manage to do it, but I don't know if it's too little too late. As Mint Green, stellar position right now, could potentially take a campfire as well. And Purple retreating. Stevenator saying, why retreat when I can fight my way out?
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a little bit like solo queue. Keep on passing the drop master until you eventually get it back to yourself. And the purple team have rotated round into that worst position. The last dance playing this beautifully and going in for the kill. That's going to be Aiden BY. BAP versus the last dance, your final 2.
And we're going to find out, can the last dance do it again? Or are we going to have a different victor in beautiful Celeste all right there? Catches no one though. Great stuff on Luna to hide behind that wall to avoid the Celeste ult. And Celeste is indeed down right now. More in a decent position, trying to hold them off while his team finishes off that. But not able to do it. And next thing you know, Moore is actually still doing great.
Oh, and you got to watch out for that train. Abador versus Lima. What is this? The Kaiju Power Arrow Derby. Oh, but they're down to 1 now. They're going for a revive inside the ring, right inside the storm. It ain't gonna happen, folks. The last dance. They're back-to-back champions.